The overall project could be explained as follows by saying that the magazine sensor S1 is responsible for detecting any item that is manually fed, so when the push button is pressed the supply cylinder tries to eliminate from the box and the conveyor starts to roll by carrying all of those disposed items and deliver to the storage. The study of technology that deals with the transmission, control, and generation of power using compressed or pressurized fluid is called pneumatics. Word pneumatics is obtained from Latin word pneumo, which means breathing. As you can see, the GLOFA G7MDR40U programmable logic controller is used. It has 24 inputs and 16 outputs by it, which indeed possible to increase its input/output pin through a multiple expansion card. Here S1 is sensor 1, which is known as a magazine sensor that detects whether any object is fed to the box or not. At this moment it detects a circular metal. This is the storage where the product to be removed, and there is a rolling belt type conveyor in between the supply emitter box and item remover box. The one which is driven by these geared motor, as you can see. Let's try to program, so insert the project file name as supply module plus conveyor, as it is a ladder diagram. Try to write as follows. Pneumatic system uses air as the gaseous medium because air is found to be abundant and can be readily exhausted into the environment. Pneumatics may be defined as the study of movement of air. Pneumatic power is the power that is transmitted by pressurized air. It may be used to power machines, or to control or regulate machines. PB_stop is a push button used to trigger overall process having input address IX 0.0.17. The PLC, often referred as an industrial computer, stores the instructions to provide control functions such as counters, timers, sequencing, arithmetic, communication and data manipulation. Supply cylinder retract position having an input address of IX 0.0.0 and supply cylinder advanced position having an input address of IX 0.0.1. The input or output interface provides the connection between PLC and information providers such as inputs like push buttons, sensors, and the controllable devices such as outputs like valves, lamps. Pneumatic processes sequence PPS is used widely in industrial applications. It is common to do a predetermined PPS pneumatic processes sequence to achieve a specific larger task within the industrial application. A PLC-based PPS control system is designed and implemented, in which the PPS is programmed by demonstration. The PPS could be changed by demonstrating the new required sequence via the user by following simple series of manual steps without having to change the PLC's original program, which leads to decreasing the cost and time. S1 is for the magazine sensor having the input address of IX 0.0.8. Re_run coil tag is provided to turn the overall system run. Again, except MX3 and S1 turned on at the same time. Here for an on timer 10 second is set as a preset time. SOL1 is a solenoid valve by having an output address of QX 0.0.0 to push the cylinder piston of a supply cylinder. And conveyor is a geared motor whose has the output address of QX 0.0.6, and lamp_G is a green lamp used as the indicator of the process takes place with outputs address of QX 0.0.11. This can be done through flag time blink for about 0.5 seconds. Let's describe the ladder diagram execution in the first row, which is row 0. As the push button is pressed, MX0 coil tag energized and remains self-hold, and it allows the green indicator lamp blink for about 0.5 seconds in row 17. USB port is used to upload the program from the serial monitor to the PLC module, so plug its USB cable. Here two channels prepared, one is communicated with the serial monitor through USB cable and the other one is through VJ cable, so we need to choose the correct channel to communicate our PLC with the program that we write. Compile the program, connect plus write plus run plus monitor. On this can be done through a shortcut Control plus R, then upload the program. In row 2, MX1 coil tag can be energized if the sensor detects an object, so it senses MX1 activated and self-hold, and now its effect goes to row 15, that is the solenoid valve advancement. As a result, now in row 4 that would help the MX2 coil to be energized and self-hold. Due to this reason its effect goes to row 15 and deactivate the solenoid valve, that means returns back to the supply cylinder retracted position, so the next network, that is row 6, is now satisfied, its MX3 energized and self-hold. Due to this it is now becomes the reason for MX4 to be energized in row 12, and its immediate effect will allow in row 16 the conveyor motor starts to roll. The magazine sensor S1 now detects an object right now, and as we press the push button the supply cylinder solenoid valve activates and an object moves along a conveyor and deliver the product. That would help a supply solenoid valve which activates and the previously seen event would occur again. As we press the push button and there is nothing in front of the magazine sensor, as a result only green indicator lamp blinks for about half a second and it awaits any object to be inserted. When an object is released inside the supply box at any time in between the push button is pressed and until timer preset value attained, which is 10 seconds. At last any number of object is supplied manually to the feeder box and the push button is pressed. The supply solenoid valve exit each and every items with the pre-specified time, which is 10 seconds. Row 8 that a branch ladder logic if formed with a sensor's input, so if there is no object interference inside the supply box that would trigger the input pin of an on timer, so that could awaits exactly 10 seconds and stop. The overall process, or if any object is inserted in the supply box between the prescribed times, that automatically goes to trigger the solenoid valve. As we know, the programs executes line by line when any object is enter into the box in one way before 10 second is completed, and if we bring any object in front of a magazine sensor in row 8 re_run coil tag energized, and its immediate effect will results in row 2 which de-energize MX1, and as a result now both MX2 and MX3 become similarly de-energized. After MX3 is de-energized it goes to row 2 and now re_run normally closed contact is returned to its state. As a result MX1 coil tag gets supply and activate the solenoid valve, and repeatedly these process takes place. Thank you very much, and don't forget to subscribe and share the video if you find it helpful. Stay creative. This is PRD-SS channel.